Caspa. We're going to go over a couple things right here. I'm going to show you a very important price area. Once we take out, this thing should get moving pretty fast. All right, we're going to get right back to this chart. First off, I want to show you something over here on Bitcoin. This is on a monthly chart. All right, you can see here where this thing has run up. You can grab my pointer here, arrow. Okay, where this has run up, gotten stopped out here, got stopped out here again, okay, and it's had numerous wicks up into this area. You can see once this 73,000, is that 73,700 mark is taken out, Bitcoin should really start accelerating speed. All right, we're looking next target here for this thing up into right around $84,000. All right, if we take a trend-based fib on here, go from our low to our high to the retracement. It could come back to this one right here, right up around 84,000 bucks. All right, so that would complete this first set. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. All right, now if we also, if we take a regular Fibonacci and put on top here and look for a fifth wave extension, lines up pretty exact, just about. All right, that's giving us 83.8, 84, somewhere right around that range. All right, so that'll be the first push up here for Bitcoin. Another thing I wanted to show here, which I think is pretty important. I read an article the other day talking about there's a 25% chance that that Bitcoin has topped for this cycle. That if you know anything about, and I am far from calling myself an expert. Nothing anywhere near that. Okay, I don't. Everybody's on the same playing field here. Okay, this thing is barely taken out the previous all-time high. Okay, we're just getting up through the 786 up here. All right, just right up in that zone. Okay, this thing is far from over. And if that doesn't convince you, once you come down here to the total market cap, all right, and see this wedge forming on this thing, it's also in the same exact area here, right around that 786, right near the top of this wedge, and the total 2, okay, same exact deal. Yeah, a 25% chance that this cycle is topped. Absolutely not. You'll hear that all through this bull run. Okay, right now we are in June. Last time I remember, last bull cycle when we were in June, fairly slow time. Well, in fact, I can show you. If you look at Bitcoin dominance, that'll tell you the whole story. All right, back in 2021 in June, let's take a look here. 2020. Well, that would have been 2020. I apologize, because you would have had April. Was it April of 2020 was COVID? March, April, yeah, right through here. Okay, April of 2020. Then you had June, July. Bitcoin dominance started dropping here. Then it had its spike here, November 2020, December of 2020, and then our alt season really started taking place at the beginning of 2021 here. I mean, that's when the altcoins really started flying. You can see here, January of 2021, Bitcoin dominance just started tanking. Okay, so if you think you're late to the party, you're not. All right, as far as I'm concerned, in my personal opinion, you still have a lot of time to stack up here and get your affairs in order before the big money making drop. And is it going to happen the same thing as last time? The market, they say that they kind of imitate each other or do similar things. All right, so if that is the case, we're waiting for this to get up towards that 618, which you can see September, August, September, October, November, December, if it kept up at this pace, you'd be looking at December or January when Bitcoin dominance, if it keeps up at this slope, hits that 618 and then rolls over. All right, and would be fairly the same time amount. Okay, so when you look at the total too and the total market cap, that gives you, a very, very good idea. Now the Dow Jones, like we've talked about numerous times here, boy, with that hitting that 4.236 extension, okay, the thing I'm most concerned about, and I think we're going to be fine, is this trend line, okay? Eventually, excuse me, eventually this trend line is going to break, this thing has been going up like this since, what, 2009, on this trajectory, what is that, 15 years, and now that this thing has been riding this trend line. It did break it here, right there once again was COVID, April 2020, it came down through it and regained it. It's had to fake out here and there, but I think that's when, when the Dow Jones finally breaks this trend line and breaks down, I believe that that's going to cause absolutely some problems with the stock market. But I think we'll get through our bull run, and everything, and then we'll see what happens with the Dow Jones and the rest of the stock market. It could be a pretty massive collapse. If you go back in history here, go back through here, just run back. October 26th, the Great Depression was back. Let's take a look here. Just curious. December 28, 30, there it was. Excuse me. Yeah, you can see it rode this trend line up. This was the Great Depression back here. You had a trend line that came up through here. This thing ran. And it finally pulled way away from it, and ended up coming crashing down here. Now it does. Let's put a fib on this once. Did this thing pretty close? Went up past the 4.236. Look at that. Went up through it. Ended up peaking out. Is that what happens this time? And of course we had the massive collapse here in the stock market back in 1930. That's when you heard about all the the bad stuff going on with all them millionaires and billionaires losing all their money there in the stock market. But pretty crazy look back on that time. The roaring 20s. Remember that? The roaring 20s, in history, nobody remembers it, of course, but that was the roaring 20s, Then we had 1930, and boom, the bubble busted, came crashing down. So is that what happens this time? Is this run up past that 4.236? We get a spike up above it, very possible. Look at this thing, it's just been going up and up and up. Maybe we get that that blow off bubble pushes up here, a little bit higher, and that's how it goes. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, if we come over here to the crypto bubbles and take a look here for the day, not a lot going on, really. Got Bitcoin doing a little bit of its thing, got everything down roughly, nothing huge. If you go in the past hour, about the same deal. There's Caspa right here. 24-hour volume 70.32 million, market cap 3.96, ranked number 25. And that's the exciting thing, guys. We got a long ways to go with this bull run, so don't get frustrated. It gets slow. That's just the way it goes. We're gonna have our fast times. The fast times go fast, and the slow times go slow. That's just the way it is. But it'll all pay off in the end. That's the time I'm waiting for here. Our big alt season when it finally hits here. All right, taking a look at liquidations here. 80.5 million. That's up 77.88%. Volume's way down. It's up 36% from yesterday, but 83 billion. Open interest at 70.22. That's about flat. All right, you have more shorts out there, longs right now, and I think that the main reason for that is if you look at Bitcoin's chart, it's kind of flirting with a trend line here. If you zoom in here, it's going on a 12-hour. All right, clear this off. You can see a trend line coming up through here, and it is definitely flirting with it. Right up through there, and you can see it's just right on the other side of that. You know, excuse me. It wicked through there. Now it's kind of retesting it, maybe as resistance. We got that 12-hour on the floor. The daily's turning back up here, so we'll see what happens. Bitcoin is right in that zone here. We put a fib on here, right up, just about right, get through that 786. So we'll see what happens here. But overall, as soon as we take out that 73.8, 73.800, 73.900. Right around there, then we'll be heading up towards that $84,000 mark. If we come over here and take I want to take a look at the Block Explorer here real quick. Haven't looked at this for a couple days. Take a look at the top addresses. 321 petahash. That's unbelievable. That thing is looking fantastic. All right, let's take a look here at the wallets. Oh yeah, wow. Last 24 hours plus 2 whales. Last 7 days we've added 10 whales. I take it, there you go, minus 11 sharks plus 10 whales. So 11 of those sharks ended up becoming whales, of course. All right, you can see there everything in the plus side. The last 24 hours we've added 29 dolphins plus 2 whales in the last 24 hours, because we're coming up to a real pivotal price area. And I think it obviously isn't just me that sees this. If we take a look at this chart over here, you can zoom in on this thing. All right, let's clear this off first. This is on a daily chart. Okay, you can see this yellow line here is that resistance, right about 17 cents. All right, once we bust through that area, I'm expecting this to accelerate pretty fast. We had this high up here, what was it, close to 20, 19.3, okay, at 19.3. Once we take out 17, this should pick up speed. We have that daily RSI just starting to turn around the corner and head up to the upside. We got the 12-hour on the floor. We got the 8-hour on the floor. And now you see that what I'm talking about with that 17 cents. Look at this, numerous rejections. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just about a fifth one there, but that's right at that 17 cents. Very, very close to it. 16.9923. Okay, so might as well call it 17 cents. We get that break out of that 17 cents, and this thing is going to start moving pretty quick up towards that 24 that we're looking for here. All right, we have the weekly RSI still heading to the upside. The 5-day getting near the top here with that 5-day. All right, but like I said, we're looking for that target up here around 24 and a half. Okay, and everything lines up there. We showed this the other day. If you take the trend-based fib, go from the low to the high to the retracement, that matches up right there, 24. If we take the regular Fibonacci off of here, that lines up 24 and a half. Everything's lining up right there. You got the trend-based fib, the regular fib, and then that would give us a let's see here. I just can't wait till we get this moved on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our 5th wave up here. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Watch for 17 to break, and then watch for a massive push up. All right, thank you so much, guys. I will talk to you very, very soon. Hopefully by next video we're up in the 20-some cent range here, and we can start talking about heading up towards this first top up here, 24 and a half. All right, have a great day, everybody.